right into the next class, being pure street. As we roll in the Ford-powered machine of Brandon Switzler out of Pompano Beach, Florida. The 93 Ford Mustang. You talk about plum crazy purple. Check it out. I definitely would have to give this car the Best Appearing Award in Pure Street. One beautiful machine, a car that has made possibly all the Ford events throughout the country, and he will take on the Chevrolet Camaro of Jeff Schauber. Schauber out of Ocala, Florida. The Chevy Camaro with a 475 cubic inch power plant, qualifying the number 11 spot, so it's going to be one of those basic battles from the factory. Chevrolet versus Ford in this round, the first round of Pure Street. Chevrolet now clearing the motor, rolling into the top bump. Switzer gets fully staged, lights are down, and the wheels in the air. Look at Switzer's hook kick, and Ford Mustang rip out of the gates on the top end, charging a mobile side. Switzer goes 8.59 seconds at 148 miles per hour. He definitely will come back for another round of Pure Street action. Well, the next car to the line, the buy run going here, I believe, to Bobby Meeks. As Meeks rolls up in that West Palm Beach 68 Chevrolet Nova 615 cubic inch Chevrolet power plant. Meeks has definitely been on a charge. One excited driver had a chance to talk to him in the tower. His first time in this type of competition. A little bit nervous, but man, this guy's definitely going to go some rounds. Keep your eyes on Meeks' 615 cubic inch power plant Nova. As he rolls up, his competitor not making it to the line with broken problems, and Meeks doing what smart drivers should do this early in the bout. Just drive the car down gently, saving the power for the next round in Pure Street. That'll bring up the number 16 qualifier. Right from Bradenton, Florida, gave a few people a ride to the track here this afternoon. Mike Cipriani in his beautiful 64 Belvedere Taxi Dodge. As he rolls it up 500 cubic inches, he'll take on Tyree Smith out of West Miami, Florida. What a trek to get here to Bradenton. Well, it looks like the 66 Chevrolet 2, 498 cubic inch big block Chevrolet power plant, getting ready to go. Tyree Smith is better known to being one of the fastest men with a ladder bar system underneath his machine. Check it out as he leaves the line in the 66. Chevrolet Deuce off the line, the big Dodge almost pulling the wheels in the air, but the slapper barred machine of Tyree Smith goes down in the close lane and shuts it off with a victory, 984 to a quicker 977. And now to be another Ford versus Chevrolet battle. But when I say Chevrolet, keep your eyes on the tower sign. The wild and wicked wagon coming up. The man who knows how to pick more than one lane gets ready to dominate his lane here against the Ford Mustang out of Palmetto, Florida of Jimmy Keene. The number 2 qualifier. A lot of fans out there rooting on this Ford as Dennis Holden, the wild driver I told you about, out of Hendersonville, North Carolina, gets ready to take his Stillmaker to work. Check it out as they roll to the beams. This wagon is wild and wicked. And now let's see if the North Carolina-based Chevrolet Chevelle can make a move on the Ford. Keene knows that he's keen at this point. The wheelie bars, the parachutes packed, and watch, this car laid out some phenomenal wheel stance in qualifying. Let's see what he has in stock for us here in the first round for these two to meet up in Pure Street. Wheels up in the air for both Ford and Chevrolet. Check it out as Keene puts the works on the Chevrolet wagon down on the top end. A close side-by-side run, and Keene puts a scab on his chin. 911, 146 miles per hour. Holden goes to North Carolina with a 927. Well, out of the burnout box now, another close town native. It'll be no other than the Palmetto Floridian-based Nathan Forrest. I'll tell you, the girls in the tower are really rooting for Nathan on this run. Nitrous oxide being purged out of the windshield system on Nathan's machine as he now will pull into the line to bump heads with no other than the Apalapa Zippity Doodah face Randy Blackman. The 1984 Chevrolet Z28 498 cubic inch power plant. Check out the beautiful white machine as it rolls into the lines. Well, now they leave the line with the wheels in the air for Blackman, the number 6 qualifier, putting the Forest down almost like a chainsaw. Down on the top end of the Chevrolet side, Blackman with a victory, 869 to 159 miles per hour. Forrest goes back chopping wood at a 944. Now to the starting line, get out the wooden mallet. It's the judge rolling his way to the beams. It's going to be Doug Height, the only Pontiac-powered machine. Height out of Holiday, Florida. The 69 Pontiac GTO with a 455 Pontiac, all poncho under the hood, getting ready to come out of the water box. Had a chance to talk with Height in the tower. He said, at one time I was going for the world record Pontiac elapsed time. Let's see if he can lay it down here. One-time NMCA competitor, now running with no other than the World Street Finals out of Sweden. Shell and the guys know how to put one heck of a program together. Watch as Height backs up. Holiday, Florida. Man, what a trek he made just to come over the bridge and find the Bradenton track and enjoy himself here. Pontiac fans, get your feathers in your hat. He's got competition pulling up next to him. Peter Trang, all the way from Sweden, ready to go in the 68 Chevrolet Corvette. So the Swedes hang their flags high in the air. Get ready to click your Dutch heels. Get ready to make the wood sound crazy. Pontiac versus Chevrolet in this round of the American-Swede Shootout. Both cars now purging the nitrous oxide. Getting ready to make the move into the top ball by the tree. Both cars into the bottom ball. Lights come down. Green train banging the gears. Check him out. I believe in the one-time Hot Scooters Chevrolet Corvette. Now train goes down on the top end and trains him way to a victory. A96, 140 miles per hour. Height, now at the height of his career, goes 950s. And now it'll be no other than Alan Gifford, the number 8 qualifier out of DeBerry, Florida, in the 1970 Chevrolet Nova Huff, Puff, and Nitrous Oxide machine. Pulling next to him, no other than Tony Perez, number 16 qualifier out of Sefner, Florida. His beautiful 67 Chevrolet Camaro getting into the beams, ready to go. Gifford's fully in. Kathy Lee jumping in the air, giving Alan all the cheering he can handle. Look at Perez as he rolls to the beams. Perez fully staged, lights it up. Perez has got problems. Gifford gets to the center line as the correct the Chevrolet Deuce down on the top end, styling in the mobile side. 962, 145. Kathy Lee's definitely on her high heels this afternoon. Now look at this. Coming up, race fans, Chevy fans, a man who laid the labels down in Orlando, Florida. No other than Steve Kirk Jr. out of Monroe, Georgia. Getting ready to prepare and show why he is the number 1 qualifier here at Pierce Street this afternoon. And a beautiful smoky burnout as they both go across the line. And it looks like he'll take on John Gullett out of Jacksonville, Florida, the 88 Ford Mustang 400 cubic inch power plant, who qualified number 9 here. The Kirk Racing Team, the Moreau-based racing team, looking so stylish. The shirts, they are all ready. Super Bro shuts the door and lets them fly as they get ready to go to work. Ford versus Chevrolet. You can see the Kirk fans, the Georgia fans standing on their seats. Even Bobby Johnson and Chrissy Johnson can hear this one back in the horse corral. Watch as they roll into the beams, the smoke coming out from the big cubic inch power plant of Kirk's machine. 454. Yeah, buddy. As he gets ready to go to work, lights are down, wheels in the air for the Ford of Gullett. Now Kirk puts the works on him in the Chevrolet Corvette down on the top end. Steve Kirk's your winner, 822, 166 miles per hour. Super Bro jumping up, thumbs up. Kirk keeps going another round. Well, here we go with round number 2 of Pure Street action as Bobby Meeks, the number 4 qualifier out of West Palm Beach, Florida, in an amazing 68 Chevrolet Nova, 615 cubic inch machine. Used to be a one-time bracket racer, said, hey, I'm going World Street, Pro Street Racing. Here he is this afternoon, taking on number 8 qualifying Alan Gifford out of DeBerry, Florida, in the 70 Chevrolet Nova, 427 cubic inches of nitrous, huffing and puffing Chevrolet Nova. Both Novas getting ready to go as they back him into the hot rubber they lay down across the starting line. Let's see if Gifford can put one on Meeks. Meeks is definitely a newcomer to the sport of pro street style racing, but he has done a great job at this point being the number 4 qualifier. So now Gifford gets into the beams. Looks like he finds the top ball. Meeks fully staged. Lights come down and the wheels go up on Gifford's machine. Once again, Meeks putting the works out of it at 615 cubic inch Chevrolet. Down on the top end. Meeks rips one out. 854 and over 160 miles per hour. And it looks like Mr. Gifford gets a lot of smoke and gets to go hang out with Kathy Lee down on the top end in his Nova. Well, now the next two competitors coming up here at Pier Street. The number 3 qualifier, big Brandon Switzer, in that beautiful 1993 Ford Mustang out of Pompano Beach, Florida. He'll take on one of the world's quickest slamper bar cars out of North Miami, Florida. And they leave the line. Tyree Smith collecting the whole shot out of North Miami. But look at Switzer in the Ford putting the works out of an 8-mile charge to the top end. 865, 155 miles per hour. Tyree Smith only goes 905. Gets to watch the rest of the races from the stands. And now the number 1 qualifier, Steve Kirk Jr. out of Monroe, Georgia, in a 79 Chevrolet Corvette. Get ready to bang heads with no other than one of the Sweden drivers. What do you got, Sven? I'll tell you what, Alan Tucci, we got number 5 qualifier, Peter Trang. Peter Trang is really a strong competitor down in Sweden, and now he's coming up that 68 Chevrolet Corvette with a 468 power plant. Steve Kirk better be ready because he may be back in the shipping crate going to Georgia. Well, Sven, as they get ready on the burnout, check it out, the nitrous oxide Trang, and it looks like the Georgia-based Kirk Racing Team giving him the last breath of fresh air at this point. Well, Kirk now preparing to battle 2 Corvettes. This is going to be a wild one. And only here at Bradenton, Florida, will you see this kind of action. The Swedes versus the Americans. Who will go home in this round and have the bragging rights to the finals? Well, now, Steve Kirk ever so gently, both of them into the beams. Check it out, the nitrous being purged, and a lot of nitrous. As you can see, Trang is really purging it. The wheels coming here on both machines. Trang's got one hanging out, down to the top end. Steve Kirk putting the works on it. The red Chevrolet Corvette goes to victory with an 831 and 166 miles per hour, and not bad for Peter Trang. An 896, that'll get him a free ride home back to Sweden. Well, now making their way for the semifinals. Who will it be? The number 2 qualifier being Jimmy Keene out of Palmetto, Florida, in the 87 Mustang GT. Small block Ford power. Or number 6 qualifying Randy Blackman in that Apalaca, Florida-based 84 Camaro. Let's find out as they get into the beams. Lights are down, the wheels in the air. The whole shot goes over to Keene in the Mustang. And what a charge to the 8-mile. Keene's power plant may be going away. It does down in the top end. A lot of smoke out of Keene's machine. 875 for the win. And Blackman goes to the trailer with a shootout. But man, what a run it was for Keene in Pier Street. And Brandon Switzer with an amazing burnout and ready to go here in the semifinals of Pier Street. Switzer knows he's got his hands full in this round. Steve Kirk Jr. out of Monroe, Georgia pulls up in the 79 Chevrolet Corvette out of the burnout box area. A lot of rubber going through the atmosphere here at this point, race fans. But hang on, another factory battle coming to the line. Ford versus Chevrolet. Kirk versus Switzer. Switzer purging the nitrous oxide. And believe me, there's probably a lot of bottles that are cracked open in each car at this point. Watch them as they roll in. Switzer ready to go. Number 3 qualifier out of Pompano Beach, Florida, in that 93 Ford Mustang. 400 cubic inch machine taking on a 454 cubic inch machine. Look at him leave the line. Kirk's got nitrous oxide still coming out from underneath the hood. Down to the top end. Kirk puts the moves on the board. And a victory with the shootout at 835, 165. Switzer goes 856, 162. And it's only left up to this man. Who will go to the finals and face Kirk? It's going to be Meeks, who has a bye run right here as Meeks pulls his Chevrolet Nova up. Bobby Meeks out of West Palm Beach, Florida, in the 68 saves parts. He knows where he's headed to in the next round, and a mild pass may get him into the victory circle here tonight. Down on the mobile side, Meeks goes through the traps, shutting that Chevrolet Deuce off with another 1560 at 70.32 miles per hour. Hang on.